Nous sommes en audience publique, Monsieur le Président.
Mr. President, we are in public session.
Thank you very much. Madam, we are now in public session, and what that means is you need to be careful about putting into your answers information that may reveal who you are, information not only about your name, where you live, and names of relatives and friends, but also information that you may be the only one who knows it, and there is somebody else who knows that you are the only one who knows that sort of information. So then when they hear it, they may know you are the one testifying. Now, be careful about giving those sorts of information. Usually, the safest way to do this is to listen carefully to the questions the lawyers ask you and to answer only those questions. When you begin to add more information in your answer than the question requires, chances are that you may start revealing these additional information that may be difficult because the lawyers didn't anticipate that you would do that. So it's important for you to listen carefully to the questions they ask and answer just that. Now, in front of you, beyond the microphone, you would see a light. It's like a partial traffic light. Can you look? There's a light now. It's red. There's something there, contraption that has two lights. One is red. The other, when we're in private session, will light up green. Are you seeing that button? All right. When it's red, it means we are in public session. It means danger. Danger does not mean do not speak the truth. It's something to remind you about your own protection, so do not give more information that will identify you who you are. All right. So we will begin, we'll continue with your questioning. One more thing. You've been saying yeah when you're answering questions. Try to say yes if that is what you mean. Because yeah may be ambiguous. Somebody may not, reading this thing later on, the transcript may not, it may not be clear what you mean. So try to say yes or no if you mean those. Thank you.
Now, Madam Witness, I'm going to be asking you some questions about the time period before the elections of 2007 in Kenya. I'm going to start out with those questions. My first question is, can you tell us if you were doing any kind of political work in the lead up to the 2007 elections?
Yes.
Can you please tell the court exactly what type of work you were doing?
I was mobilizing youth to campaign for Mr. Kibaki.
And Madam Witness, were you part of a group or a movement of any sort?
Yeah.
I mean, yes.
Yes. Sorry.
And Madam Witness, what was the name of this group or movement that you were a part of in, what I understand, campaigning for Mr. Kibaki?
Marembo na Kibaki in Eldoret.
I'm not sure if the interpreters have caught that. Can you just say it one more time? I understand that you just told us the name of the group in Swahili. Is that possible?
Yes.
Now, can you please slowly just tell us exactly what are the words that you just mentioned before?
Warembo na Kibaki in Eldoret.
And just for this, for the court record, can you just explain to us what those words mean?
Ladies mobilizing for Kibaki in Eldoret.
Thank you, Madam Witness, for that clarification. And when did you start mobilizing for the Kibaki campaign, and what year?
Mr. Kesia, before you ask that question, you see in line 15 there is a spelling. Is that the correct spelling of the movement? Madam, why don't you spell the movement to give us in Swahili? Can you spell it for the record, please?
W-A-R-E-M-B-O Warembo.
Keep going, thank you. What is the other one? I think it was more than just Warembo.
Nah.
That's N-A.
Yeah.
And then Kibaki.
Yes, Kibaki.
Thank you. Mr. Garcia, please proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Madam Witness, can you please tell the court when you started campaigning for Kibaki, in what year?
2006.
And could you just explain to us briefly what that entailed, the campaigning? Would this mean going to different places and having rallies? Is that what you would do, or what exactly would you do?
Yeah. Yes, we would go around to the rallies and we would campaign for our member. Like now, Mr. Kibaki, we will sell his, what I mean is we will campaign for him.
Could you tell us, Madam Witness, what was the ethnic composition of this group and of the people like you who would go out and campaign for Mr. Kibaki? What ethnic group were they from?
There was no ethnic group. We were mixed.
And can you just tell us what ethnic groups exactly?
There was Kalenjins, Kikuyus, Luo, and Luyas, a few kisses. Yes.
And Madam Witness, can you tell us what towns, what places you visited for this campaigning prior to the elections?
In Eldoret town, Kimumu area, Munyaka, Cheptirent, and also Langas.
Can you tell us, Madam Witness, when you did this campaigning, were you always well received? Was it peaceful in the end, or was there some opposition to your campaigning for Kibaki?
At first, there was no problem. The months goes by, it was tough. It was not calm on our side.
I understand that, Madam Witness. I'm just going to read what you've stated and what appears on the transcripts. You say, as the months went back, it was tough, it was not calm on our side. Can you just give us more, elaborate on that? What do you mean? It was not calm? What was happening exactly?
There were some areas we could go, and we could be told this is not our territory area, so we are not supposed to campaign here. So we have to leave. And sometimes we would be stoned. Sometimes they would block the road so that we may not pass.
Now, do you recall any specific incidents in specific places, villages or towns that you can tell the court about?
Yeah. There was a time we went to Cheptiret area, and when we stopped, the women came and they were shouting. And later we were forced to leave the place because we were told this is not our area.
Now, Madam Witness, before I continue asking you questions on this incident, just for the court record, so it can accurately reflect what you're telling us, line 23, you said there was a time when we went to, and here it's indicated, Kipchiri, Kipchiri. Is that the correct spelling of the place that you went to? And if not, can you give us the correct spelling?
No.
Madam Witness, can you just please tell us exactly what the correct spelling of the place is?
Cheptiret, C-H-E-P-T-I-R-E-T, Cheptiret.
Your Honor, may I suggest that the witness be given a paper and a pen to assist him?
That's a very good suggestion. In the meantime, can court officers please facilitate a pen and a sheet of paper? Madam, the idea there is if you need to spell any of these words, if it's easier for you to write them down so you can better spell, that's why you would have a sheet of paper and a pen. It looks like you already have that. Oh, good. And also, can you please lean forward towards the microphone? If you need to move your chair closer, you may do that.
Now, Madam Witness, in relation to this incident at Cheptiret, do you recall exactly when this would have occurred, in what year?
It was in 2006.
Would you be able to recall how many of you were traveling to Cheptiret on this occasion? I don't need an exact number, just an estimate.
Around 50 girls and around 20 men.
And Madam Witness, Cheptiret, for those of us in the court here, can you tell us, is this a village or a town? Can you just give us an indication as to that?
It's a village.
Can you tell us about the ethnic composition of this village? What are the ethnic groups that live in Cheptiret, that used to live in Cheptiret at that time?
Majority are the Kalenjins.
Were you, in fact, able to campaign there on that day in Cheptiret?
No.
And since I'm on the same question, do you remember what month this would have occurred? 2006? And can you just explain to us briefly why is it that you weren't able to campaign there in Cheptiret on that occasion?
We were not able to campaign because when the women screamed and telling us this is not our area, we were afraid. Maybe we're going to be attacked, told this is not